Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome back to another video on Marvel Strike Force. Now, I want to talk about the news that came out yesterday regarding the new Avengers, the reworks that are is that even a word? Officialized for the team, and the upcoming event that is going to require you to not only level up and use your new Avengers, but also have specific ranks, excuse my dog, and get points for ranking up as well. We're going to talk about all this, my thoughts about it, and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So here's the blog. Let's zoom in a little bit, actually. So if you missed this out, maybe that's too far. Can we zoom out once? There we go. No, that's fine. So on Thursday, there's gonna be the rework is gonna happen. I think it's not in the game right now, at least when I'm checking. So it's gonna be on Thursday, and there's gonna be an event that's gonna be going live on Thursday. I want to deem it as like a bonus event. Bonus event. I'm gonna go like that because we've had something like this before, but it was quite some time ago, and it wasn't consistent. Like we had things like this for I believe it was Captain America World War II. I don't know if it was all the Invaders characters, but it was kind of here and there for some of the character releases where you weren't getting points. I don't think you were getting points for leveling them up, but you were getting points for unlocking and ranking them up, I think. So let's talk about this. The newest of the new. Oh god, they just spam the word "new" in this blog. Whoever wrote this. Anyways, it's called Meet the New Recruits. This milestone event will last for a little more than 3 weeks, so basically to the end of September, essentially, and have several scoring criteria. Players will get points for unlocking the new characters Ronin, Mockingbird, and Tigra. You will continue to earn progress by leveling up and or ranking up any new Avenger, including the Thing and Agent Coulson. So what I don't like about this right off the bat is it basically tells you, if this continues into the future, that you should not be touching any of these characters. As soon as you know about it, don't do anything. Don't level, don't put gear, don't rank up, don't do whatever. And a lot of this we can't do anything about. Right? You know, like most of us who veterans, I thought I actually had them starred, but anyways, you know, I have Agent Coulson at 71. Gear tier 13, and for some reason I have Thing at level 70. I guess I had a little Fantastic Four thing back in the day. So it's not, you don't need to do this though in order to max or get the points necessarily, but you are earning points for this, and because we don't have the table, I guess we don't know how much kind of progress we are missing out on from this, but I just don't typically like this. They're pulling out of the playbook actually from Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, which is another Scopely title. And I played that for a little while, especially on launch, and for about 6 months until I got bored. But they had these kind of milestone events for new characters where you would get points for I think it was getting shards, leveling them up, doing things like this as well, getting rank ups. And they finally decided to kind of bring it back a little bit more for the full team this time around. I think they trialed this, like I said before, with certain characters, and now they're doing the full team. And, you know, I actually really liked, and I'm going to bring this back again, I really liked the team stuff that they did for Invaders and Bifrost, the month-long sort of event with the team. For what it's worth, I actually liked it because individually, the characters you could farm stuff with energy and stuff throughout the month for the different character events, and I like that style. I kind of wish they brought it back. I actually thought, for better or for worse, it was somewhat free-to-play friendly, because it would allow us to farm additional stuff that we weren't able to do before. And I wish that they kind of kept that style, and you know, maybe that's something they could have done with New Avengers, but I guess they only want to do that with, like, typically teams with 4 or more new characters. Invaders had 4 new characters, Bifrost had 4 new characters. So, because New Avengers is not only not a raid team, which the other two were, and this only has 3 new characters, maybe not something that they wanted to do. You're also going to earn progress by using the characters in war, and the more stars you have on the characters, the more points you get. So this is not out of the ordinary. We've done these kind of things in milestones before, so I'm not too bothered by that. But it does say Agent Coulson and Thing are only going to receive point bonuses if they are at 7-star, which, again, not super surprising because they're old characters. Whereas the other 3 members are going to get bonus points at 4, 6, and 7-star. Even though it's a part of the scoring, none of the 948 points for level up. Now, I think this is funny because they're telling us this, but there's no table anywhere that, like, the way it's worded makes it sound like we should know this. Even though it's part of the scoring, none of the 948 points for leveling up a new Avengers are factored into the milestone points needed to complete the event. So does that mean that if I have a level 1 Agent Coulson and level 1 Thing, I don't know how many max milestone points you need anyways, but does that give them a leg up? Hey, well, maybe for newbies, you're going to get a leg up. If you haven't ever touched them, then congratulations. Maybe you're going to get, we don't know what the total number of milestone points are at this point. Hopefully it helps for you if you haven't touched those characters. If a player chooses not to take advantage of the new Avenger offers and only engages with the weekly events, they can reach milestone 4. Again, we don't know what that is. Am I missing a table? It's not there. Which will net players 1 million gold, 2 Apocalypse bounty orbs, and more. Honestly, that sounds a load of shit. Sounds pretty shit to me. This requires unlocking 2 of the 3 new characters and leveling any of the new Avengers to 237 levels combined. Now that's approximately, well, there's 5 characters, I suppose, but maybe we're only going to have 4 of them free to play. So that's basically level 60 on all of them. I don't know. I mean, you're going to need to a little bit when it comes. We're going to talk about that towards the end with regards to the upcoming trial. Well, probably in a couple of months' time for the next trial event. You are going to need new Avengers. I would probably wait, though, to see what the second team is before investing anything in them, just in case. Maybe this is the team to build, but I don't want to do it yet, and I really hate this team. I'm going to talk about more of that as well. This milestone also includes Gear Tier 17 pieces and some Blue 5 ions and Bio Gear Tier 18 and fully crafted skill pieces as well. So it sounds like a decent milestone, but it doesn't sound like... It sounds like a mixed hybrid that's largely not free to play, but if you want to spend on the new characters, then you'll get additional points for that. Be sure to... I don't know if this is a reference to anything. New Avengers. That says nothing to me. Needed for the next legendary character. We already talked about that. So I'm not going to go through Tigra's kit in its entirety. She's a tank with evade and bleed mechanics. That's basically what it is. She has bleed on almost, I think, on every single skill. Her cooldowns are very high. All of the new Avengers characters actually have some very high cooldowns, which makes them pretty garbage for considerations for Dark Dimension, in my opinion. 7 for Tigra's Special, and 8 for Tigra's Ultimate. And I don't believe I saw anything that gave them additional energy. If it came from Mockingbird, I'd have to double check. I don't quite remember. But there's nothing in this. It's just like damage and bleeds, some buffs. In War, at least she gains immunity and safeguard. That's kind of neat. But I mean, it's not outside, of course. And the ultimate also does trauma. So she does a lot of good things. She does both. She has safeguard and trauma on the same on the same kit. In War, unfortunately. So if you're a lover of War, are there lovers of War still out there? At least it's in both sides. So I'll give them some credit for that they did rearrange that. People hate War defense teams, and now you have that option to do both, like Nowhere was as well, and some other teams. So that's a positive, but I just don't see a lot of things that you would really want to have Tigra. And honestly, Ronin and Mockingbird as well didn't really enthuse me either. I think this is a typo here. I think the special is supposed to be 6 out of 6, not 6 out of 3, because that sounds pretty stupid. But again, Ronin's kit is so bland. It's just like damage and rebound and bleeds. All right, cool. That sounds like a better Deadpool. Great, there's 1 stun. Otherwise, it just bleeds. Ultimate 7 out of 7. It does clear revive once on the primary target, but this, I don't know. Again, piercing damage, single target attack, applies blind, and trauma in War. Cool. 7 out of 7, single target damage. It should be low. If this was 3 ability energy, then we're talking. But 7? Nah, this is shit. Ronin's garbage. I just don't really like it. On enemy revive, apply blind to that enemy. That's kind of neat, but again, it's just kind of flavor text. Not really. It's not a great team. The healing is pretty so in my opinion from Mockingbird. Maybe they reduced the energy cost. I'm not sure because I don't remember if it was 4 to 4. That seems a lot lower. I thought it was higher than that. They may have improved that a little bit. It only heals for 15% for New Avengers, though, which isn't very high for a healer character. And if you consider outside of War, it's not very good. Does some cleansing, does a little bit of healing, apply some stealth. Ultimate, on a cooldown of 6, does some flipping, flips everything if you're New Avengers, and then spreads positive effects to New Avengers and Shield. Summons the Shield medic. I mean, this could be interesting. It could be neat. But again, a 15% heal on both skills. Nowadays, we expect healers to have like 25% of their max health at least, which is what we see, I think, in characters like Teen Loki and Invader, Iron Fist, World War II, I'm pretty sure. Numbers like that, and I really... And actually, Mockingbird doesn't have very good stats either. I looked at her in the stat table. Her hit points is actually very low for a support character, which is unfortunate, because support characters want to have decent hit points to properly heal, essentially. So I'm not really happy about this kit. It has some unique mechanics here with the Shield Assault and Shield Medic summons that could be interesting. But by and large, I am not super thrilled with this team. The Thing and Agent Coulson rework was pretty stupid. It was largely just an increase of the stats, and increases of the numbers. So the special does do more damage. I'll give him that. It does 280 times 4. It does a lot, it's somewhere like 1,300%. So it's potentially a lot of damage, but it's very bland. They didn't really do a lot with the kits, which I felt like they really needed a lot more. Thing is just basically damage. And Agent Coulson got a lot of stats, but other than that, his kit's pretty much the same. The special now, transfers to New Avenger allies, applies slow and heal block to tech and bio enemies. It's not everyone, it's just those two particular origins, which I don't really like either. And his ultimate basically maybe applies a little bit more debuffs. That's disrupted now for 2 turns. But by and large, I mean, it's just pretty boring, I gotta say. And it's super disappointing, actually. So I don't have much positive things to say about New Avengers. That being said, we are going to need them for, hopefully, Norman Osborn Green Goblin. I think that's kind of who I'm hoping, that the next character is going to be a tech raid team with Norman Osborn. That's what I'm hoping. Green Goblin, Glider, gotta be great. And so my personal opinions are, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Even for this event, unless you have characters at level 1 where you can get some easy level ups and get some points for that, it's probably the only reason why I do it. If you're like me and you're like, I don't know, level 60 plus, don't spend the gold right now. It's not worth it. And just skip this event. It's probably not going to be of any major value. Like I said, unless you have some level 1 characters. But Ronin is the first one coming up. He's 100 shards. Don't spend cores on him. This is going to be an absolute wash. Free to play will probably still wind up with 4-star on the new characters when it comes to actually needing them for future events. And so I don't think that that's going to be a big deal. And then in about 2 weeks' time, or probably in about 2 weeks from now, maybe Tuesday, September 19th, that's my guess, we're going to have a patch, and that's going to include Tigra. And we'll have more time to talk about the upcoming new characters, because they'll probably announce that pretty soon as well. Because there's obviously going to be Tigra, that's going to be the start of the first patch, or the next patch, and then the characters that come after that. So I'm more excited for that, and whatever that might be with any possible reworks there, than this garbage. Because New Avengers, Ronin's a cool character, but I don't like this team, and I think it's kind of crap, for lack of better words. Don't have anything else to say. So let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, both of this event and the New Avengers team. Are you gonna kind of put it on the bench for now, like I am? Because I sure don't have the gold for it, nor do I even want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. So that's everything. Enjoy the rest of your whatever day this is. I forget. I'm Wednesday probably, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.